Yes, Neeti ma'am, I think we should start.
Yeah.
Participants will keep on joining.
So yes, it's 4:10 now because as I've already mentioned that these area the timings and everything, but still. Okay, so good evening everyone. So I just want to proceed this presentation first of all about my organization first, so that you should also come to know what exactly our organization is doing or it is dealing with. Fine. So our company is basically Cyberdiction Technologies, and we are authorized education partner. Okay. Now we just deal with and basically it is founded by me itself, like Dr. Neti Devedi again, and we provide like educational trainings to several organizations like professionals as well as the freshers. Fine. As well as we do take trainings on several other technologies. If we talk about like classroom training, corporate training, software solutions. Fine. So if we talk about corporate training and the classroom training, so in this basically what we give, we just offer like Office 365 tools, the programming languages as well as the artificial intelligence. We also provide several designing services as well, like the designing for magazine, newsletter, visiting cards and so on. Now if we just talk about the trainings, major courses and the trainings, so the trainings are that we provide, that is like Office 365. Fine. Complete suite of, you can say that, Office 365. Second, we provide Microsoft Aspire School Program solution also, like to all the schools as well as like for colleges also it is basically available. Fine. We do provide the training on the Python, Java, JavaScript. Fine. Beyond that, we just give the trainings on full stack Java, where we have several other basically trainings also, like in terms of Angular, the Spring, Hibernate, if we talk about the full stack Java. But along with that, like Python, we also do provide the training in full stack Python as well, like Python with Django, the Python, the HTML, JavaScript. Fine. So everything. Then we do provide the hot topics nowadays. Basically, you can say that artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and we also give the guidance as a consultant. Obviously we do provide several guidance to related to Microsoft Showcase School as well as Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, as we know that the nominations are open. So you will also become as a Microsoft Innovative Educators today, but yes, after that you also need to do by your own, or you need to apply for MIEE. Okay. Now our aim is basically, it's very simple, that we need to provide the Microsoft tools to change this effective modes and means of instruction, as well as we also need to provide educational programs that leads to the acquisition of knowledge and skills necessary to achieve information. So our aim is not to provide the, you can say that, the solutions. Our aim is basically just to tell you each and everything what is happening in the current scenario. Find what all technologies are going on like in the current scenario, you can say that. Fine. As well as we will also give you the career guidance also, how the students can make their career in all those technology, you can say that. Because nowadays, like if they go for an interview, so there are a lot of skills that they are asking, but still due to some lack of knowledge they would not be able to clear it. So that is also very important, like for the teachers as well as for us. We need to provide this particular career guidance, like the talk for the students as well. Then if we talk about my qualification and everything, so I am Microsoft certified professional, professional developer, as well as I'm Skype certified trainer also. Fine, I'm certified Java programmer as well, and then the Sun certified web component, that is J2EE, and then I am also like the Microsoft certified technology specialist. So after getting these many certifications, so now I think I'm well versed just to give. Obviously learning never ends, but yes, when it comes to just sharing part, then I think that it's pretty good enough just to share this particular knowledge with everyone, so that you can also guide your students, you can also guide your children's, how soon, I mean, they can also become, or they can do all these certifications, so that they will get 100%, not 100% exactly, but yes, moreover 80% they will be ready just to face the interview challenges. So thank you. And after that, I'm just handing over this like to Shweta itself, because first of all, you need to redeem the code, fine, so that you will become as a Microsoft Innovative Educator. So for that, you will receive a certificate for that. And yes, you need to receive first of all the certificate, and then we will move on with the artificial intelligence, the Power BI, and the Teams. Yes, Shweta.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I again welcome you all to this webinar, and this is a golden opportunity. This is a chance, as you all are attending this webinar. So Dr. Neeti is giving you a code by which you can redeem that code, and you will be a Microsoft Innovative Educator. And as she has already explained you that after this Microsoft Innovative Educator, it will be your journey as much certifications as you will do. You can get certified for another steps. Like the next step after this MIE is Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. So we can obviously guide you how to do that, but you have to educate yourself and you have to give proofs of that education to the Microsoft, and then you can start the journey of Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. So now you can do these steps which are shown to you in the presentation side by side. You can open this education.microsoft.com on your browser. Neeti ma'am, is my slide visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so just open this education.microsoft.com in your browser.
So you need to open the second slide, Shweta. I mean, we are on first slide, so you need to move on to the second slide.
I have already done that. It's not showing?
No.
Let me just check again. Is it showing now? The link is showing now, ma'am?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. So please open education.microsoft.com on your web browser. And you will find a sign in option on the right hand side top corner. So click on sign in. You can enter your Outlook ID, or if you already have the Office 365 ID, or if you don't have the Outlook or Office 365 ID, you can even enter your Gmail ID in that. So enter your ID and then your password.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the steps? I just missed.
Ma'am, you need to open education.microsoft.com on your web browser. And then you need to click on sign in option, which is given on the top right corner. Afterwards, you can mention your mail ID and your password.
Could you please, sorry to interrupt in between, ma'am. Could you
Yeah, no
please
problem.
show the previous slide which you had actually shown us?
This one.
Just let it be here. Yeah, just let it be here for some minutes.
Okay.
Just a second, only few seconds.
Okay, okay, no problem.
So I'm passing this link. I'm passing this link on this meeting chat
Yes,
window, so you can just
right.
copy it
Yeah,
from
it will be
here,
fine.
so that if you want. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes,
So
yes, Shweta, you can.
So after this clicking on sign in, you need to enter your mail ID and the password to that ID. It can be your Outlook ID, Office 365 ID, or your Gmail ID. After doing that, I'm proceeding to step 3. You will get this circular kind of icon in the top right corner, and you need to click on that icon. A drop down menu will be shown. In that, you will be selecting my profile. I'm again repeating. After you will sign in, you will find this circular shaped icon on top right corner. By clicking that icon, a drop down menu will open and you need to click on My Profile. The next step is this kind of window will open. If you have completed any training, your badges will be shown here. Otherwise, it will be shown that you have not completed any training yet, and redeem code link will be shown to you. Under this My Profile, you will find this redeem code option. You need to click on this option. Moving on to next step.
Just a minute.
Moving on to next step. This is the code. Okay, just note down this code and write this code in this redeem code. A text box will be shown in this
Excuse me?
redeem code window. Yes, please.
Yeah, I have to log in with the mail ID which I gave to you, or I can use any mail ID.
You can use any mail ID, ma'am.
No, actually it is showing your account password is incorrect if I'm using my
Yes.
personal mail ID.
Yes,
Same
ma'am,
here,
it's
ma'am.
showing over here as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Ma'am, it's better if you use your Outlook ID, which you have already, because we have specifically written in that you must be having the Outlook ID, right? Outlook, either Outlook or Hotmail, anyone.
Ma'am, you can try with the ID which you have given to us, but
okay,
it's not
let
that
me
hard
check.
and fast. So just try with another ID if it's not taking one.
So those who
But
have
it's not
not
supporting
created,
with that same password.
no, definitely.
I
it
do
will be.
not remember whether I do not remember, ma'am. Actually, I have attended the meeting once earlier also. No.
Okay.
Ma'am,
I
it
do
is
not
again
remember.
showing your account and password is incorrect.
Yes, ma'am. Just don't worry about that. What you can do, because we will be sharing all these slides with you all. So what you can do after the session also, if you want to redeem, you can just go to or go through all these steps and then you can redeem it. Fine. So don't worry. You can reset your password and then you can keep that particular password and then you can log in. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, can you please share the steps once again from the beginning then?
Okay, the first step is you need to open education.microsoft.com. Even if you'll just write this thing, education.microsoft.com, it will be fine. This site will get open, and then you need to click on sign in on the top right corner here. After you will get this window in which you will enter your mail ID and your password. We have already checked these steps with number of IDs, so I don't think it will be a problem. So the next step is you will click on the circular icon shown at the top right corner, and then you will click on My Profile in the drop down menu. Your profile will show you the number of completed trainings, but if you have not completed any training, then it will show just a blank page. But you will find this redeem code option here on the right hand side. You need to click on this icon. This is a kind of link which will open another window in your browser only in the same page. So in this redeem code option, you will copy this code. You will type this code and then you will click on redeem. So this code is important. You need to type this code in this redeem code option, and then again go to My Profile by clicking on that circular icon. You will find this Certified Microsoft Innovative Educator badge. So this is a certificate from Microsoft with your name printed on it. So you can click on this certificate and you can download it. Maybe with this certificate you will be getting another.
Could you please show the code again?
Okay.
Excuse me. Could you please show the code again?
With this certificate, you might get many other certificates as well. Those certificates will just be like completion courses. But this certificate is of utmost importance, as you will become Microsoft Innovative Educator with this certificate. So just click on the certificate and you will be able to download it. So those who have done all these steps, congratulations. And if any teacher is not able to do these steps right now, they can do it later. We are already short of time, and I think we should start with the session
Yeah,
now.
we should start with the session now because it's already done. Those who have done, it's pretty good enough. Otherwise, later on, they can redeem the code because there are very few steps basically, and we will be sharing all those steps with you all. Don't worry. So now I'm going to share the screen again.
So, Mr. Rakesh Bhatia, do you have any problem or query? You have raised your hand.
So later on, we will handle the queries. We'll give a time.
And we
like,
can
and then
download
we-
this
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Please continue.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
discuss
Yes,
this
yes.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, we will start the session with the AI first. Fine. So like we will start the presentation. Okay, so we'll start the presentation with this. Basically, what is exactly the AI is all about, and so here we have what the first of all, I'll just start with the introduction. This what exactly the data sciences, machine learning, and deep learning. Because as we know, we are being educated here. Most of us we are already aware of all these technologies. But yes, I just want to tell like each and everything here with this very simple, steps. You can say that with a simple, you can say theory, so that all teachers they should also come to know what exactly AI is all about. It is not, related to the tech savvy guy. Those who are computer teachers, so it's nothing like that. That only they should know what exactly the artificial intelligence is. But yes, in fact, being other educator of different subjects, we should know what exactly is AI all about. Fine. So if we just talk about the first thing, just before starting this AI, there is one hot topic that we have, that is IoT. So what exactly this IoT is? Isn't it? So IoT we all know here, because there are, why we are discussing these terms, because they all are interrelated with each other. Fine. So if we talk about IoT, if I talk about Azure or the cloud services, if we talk about AI, so everything is, you can say that, related with each other also. Fine. If we talk about only AI, so we can't say that you know each and everything related to the AI. Fine. How? So after this presentation, you will come to know. Now, what is the IoT? So IoT, we all know that it is like Internet of Things. So all the things, all the devices, all the appliances, all the machines, fine, they all are connected through an internet, that we call it as an IoT. Fine. So all the IoT devices, what all are connected with each other, you can say that that is basically nothing but it's an IoT. So fine. And why the IoT is basically in the picture? Why? Because first of all, just to do anything, what we require a lot of data. Fine. So we require a lot of information, we require a lot of, you can say that, the information of the customer. Fine. So everywhere we just talk about the data. Now how we will exchange this data part? Fine. Just for exchanging the data, for controlling and for information, we use this particular IoT. So there are some IoT enabled devices through which you can take the data, you can collect the data, and you are basically, Shweta, can you please mute like everyone in between, so that I don't want any disturbance in between.
Sure.
So that there should not be any particular, you can say that the data which you are collecting from everyone, you can say that from every location, from everywhere. Fine. So that is basically a part of IoT, isn't it? Now, what we require, we also require some kind of processing on these data. Fine. So processing in this sense, you can say that various application. Now, when it comes to the data processing, the data which you have collected with the help of IoT, then you need to process the data. Okay. Now, how you will process the data? With the help of machine learning, you can say that, or with the help of AI as well. Fine, so that also you will come to know. Now the data which you have collected, if you see in this particular image, this is kind of IoT cloud, a kind of hub that we have shown here. So what exactly we have? Switches here, we have door opening, we have some sensors, we have webcam, fine, we have remote display, we have devices, different types of devices, computers and everything. But all those devices, they are connected through an internet oblique VPN, and then where you are sending and where you are storing the data. Because if you are collecting a lot of data, huge data, now where you will store? That is again bigger question mark, isn't it? Because Google or maybe any other particular, you can say that they are just collecting the data, or maybe most of the companies, they are collecting the data, but where they will save all these particular data? Yes, they will save the data into that particular, you can say that the cloud. Fine. So this is again the second term. So you can very well correlate. First I discussed with the IoT, which is like Internet of Things, from where you are just collecting the data. Fine. And after that, collecting the data, you can say from the cameras, from appliances, you can see that. If you see here like temperature, light, security, everywhere from where like you are just collecting the data. After that, you are storing the data into the cloud. Fine. Why cloud? Why not like in our servers? But obviously we cannot like spend a lot of amount, we cannot spend a lot of amount onto the developers, we cannot spend amount, you can say that the huge storage. What we require? The server. But all those servers are there where? Into the cloud itself. Now what is cloud again? So cloud is nothing but delivery of computing services. Like you can say that whatever you are saving over the internet, that is onto the cloud, we call it as a cloud computing. Fine. So if we just talk about the servers, storage, databases, networking, software, and many more. So nowadays, what we are doing, most of the MNCs, most of the companies, now even schools are also, they are saving their data into the cloud directly instead of spending lot of amount for purchasing the server. Correct? So in that case, why to waste like a lot of amount when we have, you can say that the less need. Fine. So as per your need, as per your requirement, you can just pay that much particular payment for those cloud services, and then you can save your data onto the cloud itself. Because as we know, cloud is nothing but it's a 24/7. The data is available for you. And for that, we need not to basically put, you can say that any of the member just to take care of all those servers. Fine. So we need not to hire anybody in that case as well. So simply, what is cloud computing? Over the net. That is cloud computing. So IoT is again internet. Through internet, when they are connected, cloud computing is nothing but it is over the internet. Fine. So user is interacting with the cloud, but cloud is nothing but all the virtual machine, all the storage that is there basically into the hub, you can say. Like IBM, they are also providing like cloud computing. Azure. So Azure, if you just talk about the Microsoft, provided by the Microsoft itself. So they are also providing a lot of cloud computing services. So we need to basically save our data onto the cloud itself. Now, if we talk about the artificial intelligence, we have talked about IoT, we have talked about, you can say that the cloud. Now, just a few more example, the IoT nowadays and now current scenarios, you can say that useful the data collection, you can say touch-free distribution or the devices for the attendance, you can say that, because nowadays it is very important, isn't it? So touch-free attendance is also there, sanitization, conformity is also there, supervising of the body temperature, it is also there. Now, what is the role of artificial intelligence then, isn't it? So that also we should know. So artificial intelligence is nothing but is that again, then when we are giving, or AI is using that ability of that particular computer program or a machine to think and learn. So means the data which we have provided to the machine, now it's basically a duty of that machine. Now it will learn that particular data, and then it will just process the data something, and then again it will give us some kind of output to us. Fine. The differences between the AI, ML and DL. So AI is not separate. AI is basically, you can say that the huge circle, fine, in which you see machine learning, which is again a subset of AI. Then that again inside it, you will see a deep learning, which is again a subset of machine learning. So when we talk about AI, so we are not talking about only AI. We are talking about these two things, machine learning as well as the deep learning. So how the system will think? So system will think on the basis of some statistical methods that we will provide. Yes? Any issue? Okay. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
third is, yes. The third is like deep learning. Now what?
Pinky ma'am from modern school had some query actually.
Sir, after this particular, we will just take up all the
Correct?
queries. They
Yeah,
please
we'll
note
be
it down.
solving the
They
queries
please
later on,
note it down. They please
but
note it down.
please mute yourself.
Yeah. So the third is basically the deep learning. So deep learning is again a subset of machine learning. Fine. So here, if we talk about the AI, machine learning and deep learning, they all are related to each other. Now, if we talk about the big picture, because big picture says that you should know the data science as well. So what is data science is again? Data science is nothing but again it's a basically subset of DL, ML, AI, which includes all these three basically in one. You can say that the data science. So for data science, you should have the domain knowledge. You should know one programming language. You should know a little bit like maths and statistics as well. So then only you can become as a data science. Okay. What is data science? So data science is nothing but it is again a detailed study flow of the information. So just reading all those slides is better just to show you the picture. So this is like the data science. When we talk about the machine learning, when we know about the data analysis, when we know about the statistics, everything is basically what? Data science. Fine. Now the data science contains all these processes. First, you need to understand the business. Fine, you need to do the data mining as we have collected with the help of IoT devices. We have stored into the warehouse, like into the cloud. So from that cloud, we have just picked the data. Fine. So that is why we called it as a data mining, data cleaning, data exploration. Why? Because when you pick or when you basically collect the data, so that is basically a raw data. So you need to clean it as per your need, as per your requirement, what exactly you need. So for that, what you require? A kind of domain knowledge. If you are using that data maybe into a health industry, so for health industry, if you do not have that kind of knowledge, you would not be able to clean it, isn't it? So for data cleaning, for data exploration, for data mining, you should first of all have the domain knowledge also. Then we do the feature engineering. Fine. So there is a reverse engineering as well as let's say the model is ready and you are coming back to the data. But here from data we are coming to the ML programs. So that is why we call it as a feature engineering. Then we will create a model and then we have a data visualization. So data visualization, but we will also discuss what is visualization here. Okay. So this is the data science life cycle. Fine. Now, obviously, there are two terms which gets confused. Like you can say that because students also they may ask, ma'am, what is data scientist and what is data analyst? So data scientist is nothing but what exactly you can say when you deals with the various data operations, data procedures, when you handle with structured and unstructured data. Fine. When you have the knowledge of little bit mathematics, statistics, and machine learning algorithms, and when you are already proficient in Python, R, TensorFlow, all these programming language. Now, what is data analyst? Let's say if you have collected the lot of data or the huge data, so after that you need to clean it, you need to transform it. Fine. And then you need to, first of all, what you will do, you need to make that particular data in a structured form. Once the data is in structured form, then only the data scientist will do or will create a model from that machine learning. Okay, machine learning, the model is nothing but it is basically a like science model, because in science model and the science exhibition, generally how students create a model. First they gather each and everything, like all the devices, all the, you can say that the resources and everything, they assemble all those resources, then their model is ready. So same way here also, we also need to collect all those resources, we need to gather the data, we need to assemble it, and then we can say that the machine learning model is ready. Fine. So we will see some of the examples also or the scenarios. So now suddenly when the data science is there, when the deep learning, machine learning, AI is there, so suddenly you will see that the Python is also there. So CBSE has also introduced this Python is basically for it, 9th class onwards or 8th class onwards, you can say that. But why Python? Because everybody nowadays should know the Python. Why Python? Because it is very easy, free and open source, high level, portable. So maybe those who are not from the computer background, so no need to worry. Easy means that it is basically very easy to learn. Free and open source means it is freely available. Fine. You can easily download and then you can easily do the programming. But for other programming languages, we used to write a heavy code. But here in the Python programming, we just write a simple statement, fine, so that it will be basically executable for all of us. So that even though if you are not computer background, if you are not from the computer background, if you're not tech savvy, but still you can learn the Python as well, fine. There are a few examples. If you see here what she is observing something, fine, so she is watching us, what she is watching. Maybe she is watching whatever I'm dictating here. Maybe she is watching, like you can say that my posture, or maybe she is watching other things as well, fine. Now if we talk about the second thing, so after watching and observing, what we are doing, we are just passing this particular everything to the machine itself. So whatever we have observed, fine. So whatever, Shweta, can you mute others, please? So whatever we have observed here, okay. So now computer is performing, you can say that, all the roles. Fine. Instead of human being, now you see computer is operating all the particular, you can say that, multitasking kind of thing. So he has having multiple hands, fine, he never gets tired, he keep on going and everything. That is why nowadays we are saying, rather than taking up, you can say that, the information from the, you can say, like human, it's better just to give the task to the computer, fine, so that he will not get tired, fine. And after that, this picture, what we will come to know, that machine learning is focusing on the development, fine, of the computer. So that comes the AI, which what AI is doing, it is capturing each and everything, your data, first of all, your basically the word, or you can say that these plain English sentences, whatever you are speaking, fine, your postures, your image, everything. So because when we talk about, everything is in the data form, fine. So it is observing, it is focusing, then after providing this data to the machine, now the machine will basically learn something. How the machine will learn, that also you will come to know after this, okay. Now, if we can say simply that machines have taken over, obviously now if we talk about the drones, because nowadays if we talk about drones, so drones are being used everywhere. Like if you can say, like nowadays in this situation also, so drones are being used for the sanitization, isn't it? So drones are being used for capturing, you can say that, who all are sick or not, fine. So everything, you can say that nowadays the machines have taken over, because but we need not to worry how they have taken over. Ultimately, first of all, we have guided them, isn't it? So we can't say that everything is taken over by the machine itself. Why? Because what we can say, that both are important. Why? Because if we talk about the AI only, or maybe the machine, so machine has no emotions, first of all, obviously. So when it comes to the teaching part, so when we are training, or you can say that giving teaching or teaching to the students, fine. So I mean, machine cannot think basically, or machine cannot, you can say that, they predict their emotions, isn't it? Yes, they can predict, but ultimately you can say that the not with that particular feeling as a human being can do, isn't it? So what we can say in this particular, like the AI, for AI, like the human as well as machine, both are equally important as well. But because whatever the data we are giving to the machine, whatever the predictions like we are taking out from the machines, so everything machine first of all dependent on us, fine. And after that, machines then are taking over, you can say that, the task, instead of taking all those tasks from the human being. Okay. Now, yes, as I was talking about, like some of the tasks, they have already been taken over by the robots. Like if we talk about the lift operator, if we talk about bridge toll collector, if we talk about railway station ticket seller, factory workers, if we talk about action of drones during this coronavirus lockdown, fine. So these are all the examples we are basically showing to you. Fine. And what we say that human jobs that have been already taken over by the robots or by the machine itself. Fine. But yes, in that case, we can see or we can say that the future of work was like it is how humans and machines are evolving the work like together. But obviously, how you will enable all those devices, basically, you can say that the IoT enable or the smart devices, human only. How you can say that the machine will learn? Machine will learn, but first of all, that you need to make them learn, isn't it? So for that, human intervention is also required in that case, isn't it? Now, what is types of machine learning? As I said, we talked about the IoT, fine, for collection of the data, sending the data to the cloud. From the cloud, again, you are retrieving the data. With the help of AI, you are basically learning the data. Now, how the machine will learn? So machine will learn on the basis of these three algorithms, or you can say that based on three different types. The one is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. Fine. So what is this supervised? The data which you are giving. So it is splitting, if you see here, the training as well as testing. Fine. The model is ready with the help of computation or the statistical model, you can say that. Then you will check the score. And after that, checking the score, it will check the or it will evaluate the model, whether the model is correct or not. So just go through once again what it is doing in the simpler way, or we can say that the example when teacher are teaching like several students. So from 100 students, maybe they have trained all those students, and after that by taking the examination you will test the data. Fine. So whatever the inputs you have given to those students, whether those students they have grabbed successfully or not. So how you will check? By the marks itself. So that marks is nothing but it is basically a kind of prediction that you are getting. So if the prediction is like 100% or maybe the 90%, so it means you have trained well. If it is not 100% or maybe like in between 50, 60 or maybe 40 or below that, it means you have not trained well. Again, you need to train the data. So simply you can say that you need to train your particular machine also. You need to give the data, you need to train it, test it, and then train that model. Then you need to evaluate that model. You will get some prediction on it. Simple. So this is like supervised. Now, when we talk about unsupervised, when we have a large chunk of data, fine, and then all those data are basically clustered in a group, you can say that, having like yellow, blue, red, all are in the same particular place. But what you need to do with the help of, you can say that some algorithms, you need to particular make the bifurcation by using the shape, by using, you can say that the size, or by you can say color. Fine. So it not now you can say that it's clustered into different groups. One is in yellow, another was in blue, another one is in orange, or maybe in gray. So there are how many clusters now? So 4 types of clusters. So that has been done by the computer or the machine itself. So similarly, that happens like you can say that with the data itself. Then we have a reinforcement learning. What it says, I have made a huge mistake. What does it mean? Means whatever you have done, and after that, whatever the mistakes that you have basically done, based on those mistakes, your machine will learn. Let's say like zero cross game if you have played. Fine. So what in that? So if you will put like a 0 in the cross corner, or maybe the cross into the in between. So maybe next time when you will play, so you will follow a different strategy. Fine. Maybe next time again, if you will play, so you will follow another strategy. So in this case, what we are doing directly, we are implementing. Fine. So here we are not giving any kind of training to the system. So system will learn by themselves, by you can say that the sum of the mistakes, rather than training by the human beings. So that you have already given so many trainings to the machine, now system will learn themselves, you can say that we call it as a reinforcement learning. Fine. So this is basically a process. Now if we see some of the use cases, nowadays this is an AI, you can say that, where it is checking all your mails, find all those mails are spam or not. Fine, that you can check. So very well. So it has been basically detected by the system itself, or the model which you have created through machine learning. So it will detect that particular mail, whether that mail is particular spam or not. Fine. So how it will detect? Based on some programming language or based on some algorithm which you have written, isn't it? That you have already trained. Fine. Now if we talk about why then deep learning, so that was like all about the machine learning. So that we have talked about supervised, unsupervised, and we have talked about the reinforcement as well. Now then why the deep learning is there? As I said, deep learning is again a what? Subset of machine learning. So here when we talk about the deep learning, so this comes basically into the picture when we have a large chunk of data. You can say that the large amount of data, let's say like the digit recognition, like you have when you give the data in the form of paragraphs, in the form of sentences, in the form of like 100 words, 1000 words, 2000 words. Fine. So what you will do in that case? You cannot train, like you cannot use like each and every time your own algorithms in that case, or maybe with the help of machine learning or algorithms. In that case, deep learning is involved where we have some neurons get attached. Then by default, it will basically detect that this digit is 2. Now, if you see here, so it is detecting the input which you have given. So by using or by some intervention, you can say that of having the hidden layer as well as the input layer, it is detecting that this digit is 2. Fine. Detecting your face detection is again a very good example, because ultimately what you are giving n number of pixels like to that particular system or the computer. Fine. So that it will recognize. So in this case, digital, you can say that digit recognition. These are the good example. Like the chatbot, if we talk about, this is again a good example of deep learning, because in chatbot again you are giving n number of data, isn't it? So here are some use cases of the deep learning, like the chatbot that you are using, or maybe the classification when you are classifying the several images, like you are giving 1000 you can say that breed of dogs, you have given 1000 breeds of cats. From those, all of those breeds, how you will basically identify whether it is a cat or dog. Fine. So in that case, that can be done with the help of deep learning. So deep, the term itself says, when you are getting more and more deeper into it, even though if you have a large chunk of data, let me also do something. Okay, so that is basically a good example of deep learning when we call or when we talk about the classification. So once you have learned, like you can say that you have created some models, you have created, you can say that model through machine learning or maybe through deep learning. Now, after once you can say that your model is ready, fine. So what you will do in that case, you will deploy means you will install or you will place your model into that Azure. Why Azure? So Azure is again a cloud-based platform. You are not keeping your model or restrict to yourself, because everybody is using your model now. So when you are using or storing or deploying your model into the Azure, so that is basically a concept of what? Again, cloud computing. So for machine learning data analysis, for data storage, for streaming, for creating test application, automating, hosting blogs, everything wherever we are using, so that is basically a part of Azure. If we talk about these many services are available in the Azure itself. If we talk about AI and machine learning, the services here. If we talk about migration, mobile, security, all these services, or maybe related to the IoT services, fine. So everything, like the call centers are there for different services, isn't it? Like, so similarly here also, for different projects, for different models, maybe you require different types of services. So as and when required or as per your need, fine, you need to or you can use any other type of the services from the Azure itself. Okay. So these are the uses of Azure. Now everything is basically virtual. So thank you. I hope you have, you can say that now pretty good idea what exactly the AI is all about, because there are many more things involved into the AI. But yes, within this very short span of time, at least I have basically came across like what exactly the deep learning, what exactly the machine learning, and what exactly this particular AI and IoT. Fine. Now, if you talk about, there are several good examples or the couple of good examples like in schools, the teacher or you can engage, you can give the projects to your student. Fine. like you can say that AI receptionist, AI uniform inspector, or maybe the grade predictor. So rather than giving all those tasks to a human being, you need to train your student, so that student will come to know, student will learn what exactly the AI is. So as that is why CBSE has already introduced the AI. So I also believe and I also suggest that you should also basically encourage your students, fine, so just to go through, or they take, or they need to basically take this particular course of this AI, so that at least they will learn what exactly the AI is all about, and what are different types of applications they can design for their schools, isn't it, for their colleges. So they can design all those applications. Why you are basically interrupting, or why teachers are every time involved in that, fine, so you need to create, you need to form a group of all those students, those who have already enrolled for in that particular AI. You need to train your student, so that they will create a small projects for your daily routine kind of task. As I've already given, you can say that one is like grade predictor, or there is one good example if we talk about like a speech to text or text to speech kind of services, maybe, because here in the Office 365, if you see the dictate feature, which is again what, AI based, or you can say that the tool, fine, because here whatever you are speaking, the computer will type for you. So same kind of small program students can also create for you, isn't it? So that is why we need to train our students in that particular scenario in that way, so that they will create a small projects for their school, you can say that, and then you can directly deploy into that Azure, so that everybody can use it. Okay, so this was like all about the AI. And yes, I do not want to get into more and more into it, because it's already 4:56 now. Just giving you the overview of this Power BI. Now what exactly the Power BI is into the picture nowadays. So these two, like the AI and the Power BI and the cloud and the IoT. Now Power BI is specifically meant for, like you can say that the data cleaning, which I have used that particular word, isn't it, in that data science. So what are those 7 steps? Data cleaning, data exploration, find data refining. So how you will do all those kind of data cleaning, data processing, data stuffing, how you will create a beautiful dashboard so that everybody can see. So everything it gets done with the help of this particular Power BI. So data preparation means you are preparing the data, fine, you are transforming the data, you are keeping that data in the data warehouse. Now after refining and after preparing the data, you can visualize the data in the form of dashboard, in the form of scorecards, in the form of reporting. Like the same way, now the teachers are involved in creating the report in the Excel. But if you will use this feature like of the Power BI, so in a very few minutes, you can create a beautiful dashboard for the student grades. Like you can easily compare the grades like of all those students if you compare with previous years, isn't it? So that also you can do with the help of Power BI, instead of doing your, putting a lot of efforts into that particular, doing with the help of Excel, isn't it? And then you can show, or you can share this dashboard or these scorecards with a business user, or you can say that to your supervisor, fine, to so that they can also just see within a minute, you can say that from their mobile itself, like what exactly the current scenario is. Fine, so just have a look on this Power BI. I have already opened here. Now this is the Power BI. If you just talk about, I just want to show you one particular, how you are extracting the data. Let's say I'm just picking one of the particular data, let's say sales report here, open, fine. So it will take the data from the Excel itself, you are importing here, fine, and then you can basically convert in the form of visualization, you can say that, in the form of dashboard. Dashboard means combination of different types of visualizations, fine, maybe in the scatter chart, maybe histogram chart, maybe bar chart, maybe donut chart. There are a lot of many other charts are available, fine. So let's say I've just selected this order table here. Simply you need to load that particular table, so that you will see that particular tables as well as all the columns here, fine. So it is applying some changes here, and then once it's uploaded, then you can easily display your data. So I'm just giving you one simple example so that how you can share this dashboard with your team members, isn't it? Rather than sending the Excel sheet on a mail itself. Fine. So it's again a tedious job nowadays. Fine. So if you just talk about this particular data which we have just taken, so it will display all the data here. So these all are the fields here. If you see here customer ID on the right hand side, fine. So that data will display in a moment here itself. So this is like the data. So here you can do the visualization part. Let's say a waterfall chart, a simple waterfall chart that you can, I just want to show one thing, a simple way, like in the category, if you have taken the order date here, let's say I'll just take you the order date here. Fine. So in this particular, in order date, I'm just taking the year only. I'm not taking month, day, as well as this particular part I've taken. So in the breakdown, I have taken like the product subcategory over here. Let's say this product subcategory. Fine. Onto the y-axis, let's say what I just want to, let's say sales. Fine. So onto the y-axis, let's say I have basically dropped the sales. See, in a very quick, you can say that you have created a beautiful chart. What exactly it is? The sales and the subcategories of all those products, as well as if you just hover your mouse onto it, it will also show you the 2012 sales, 2013 sales, so that you can easily compare. Fine. So the red means the decrease, green means increase, and the total, basically you can say that breakup of the year of the sales, and then the other means there is no changes. This is like you can say that the constant year wise year. Fine. So this way you can just simply place so many charts, like you can say one is like scatter plot or the card. Fine. So as per your need, you can also do that. So one is like the scatter card, that if you want to drag and drop, you can also do that, and then later on you can publish. So this is a simple, you can say that just look of all those charts which you can present, you can publish onto the net itself, and then you can share with your team members. Okay, so this is like all about the Power BI. Fine. So Power BI is nothing but a data connection, data transformation, data modeling, visualization, report. Now when we say if student wants to become a data scientist or a data analyst, so if he says data analyst, so he should know the Power BI as well. Maybe the Power BI, maybe the Tableau. Fine. So these two are the current technologies, you can say that nowadays everybody is seeking for, isn't it? So either if they should have a thorough knowledge on it, like the Power BI, so that they can clean and refine the data from the Excel if he has taken out, or you can say that he can take the data, you can say not only from the Excel. If you just talk about the get the data, you can just take the data from the Adobe, from the PDF, from the SQL, and many more. You can say that the connections are available, like if you see here, Excel, text CSV, XML, JSON, folder, SharePoint. So you can say that n number of applications are available, but through which you can collect the data. Fine. And you can populate here into the Power BI. So this is the Microsoft, you can say that again, the tool which is nowadays very popular, and then you can use it. Fine. So this was like related to the Power BI. So data analyst, if he is selecting, so you need to guide them that they should know the Power BI. And if we choose like the data scientist, but yes, after refining, after data cleaning, you should also know the machine learning part or the deep learning as well. That is why we can create some models out of it. So this was like about the Power BI. Now coming back to our team, I hope I have not bored you, because I know there are few topics, but within a very short span of time. So I just made you comfortable in that, all those particular topics. Nowadays, it is very important for all of us just to understand the need, or you can say that the requirement of all the end users or the students. Because ultimately, if they are ready from the schools, then only they would be able to take the admission into the colleges as well. Once they are ready with the colleges, then they are ready to take the admissions, you can say that the job, a better job, isn't it? So ultimately it's our duty just to train them well, to guide them. That is also very important. because career guidance is nowadays is very important for the students. Just how you are guiding and how you can say that giving or showing them the benefit, like in real scenarios, or maybe in coming 5 years, 10 years, what exactly the picture is of, like you can say that the AI. Fine. So team, I think you all are aware of, so I will not take so much time. You can create a teams. This is again Office 365, so which I think you've already connected with. So let's take up few questions, so that if you have any doubt or any confusion, so that you can just ask. So you can just mute one by one yourself, or you can raise your hand if you have any query. And whatever that we have discussed here, I will be, sending all those details on your mail ID as well, so that if you want to just have a quick recap of it, fine, so that you can also do that. Correct? Okay, so no queries, no confusion.
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you are.
Ma'am, actually, I'm a language teacher, and my query is I have attended your meeting once again earlier also, and I'm sorry I do not remember the name of the resource person. I think it was someone Shweta, but I do not remember the exact name. But ma'am, the meeting was basically for online classes. That meeting from your side, Microsoft Team, was basically for the online classes, and
Yeah.
it was your software was really very nice. But the
Yeah.
only problem was that it was laptops friendly, not mobile.
No,
So
it is
actually,
mobile
that
friendly as well, because most of the schools, they have already, or they are using through taking, or they are conducting these sessions from their mobile itself. Yes, obviously a kind of interface, maybe there are like 20 or 30%, you can say that the features, fine, which you will get more onto the laptop, and maybe which you will not get on your mobile. Yes, it is.
yeah, the same was spoken by
But
the
it
resource
happens.
person that day
Yeah.
also. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
actually, we had some n
Because
number
it
of queries
happens
that
with,
day.
yeah. Okay.
It Yes, I agree with you. I agree. There are certain
Correct.
things which we are unable to assess when we are using the mobile phones, and we
Yeah.
get n number of advantages when we use a laptop.
Correct.
But
So some
ma'am,
of the, yeah,
yes, ma'am,
please.
you continue. Please, you continue.
Yeah. Actually, some of the queries are related, or any course on AI and how to get the Power BI. Yes, and the Power BI is again free, that you can use it like up to some extent. You cannot say that you will get all the features, but yes, how there are few things which I just want to show. Like the first is how you will learn the particular, machine learning and everything. There is one site, aischool.microsoft.com. If you want to take a click of all these three, of all the links, you can take it. Fine. The first is AI School, from where from this particular website, student can learn the complete machine learning. You can say that student can learn about AI services, fine, or the responsible AI, or the conversational AI. So you need to simply click on the get started, and then it will give you many more things, basically, that if you are a beginner, so that it will suggest you many of the courses related to the beginner, or if you are intermediate, so that also simply click on the machine learning and then click on learning path. So from here, if any of the student is asking for, like, please give or refer some website, so you can give this particular website, aischool.microsoft.com. Fine, and all the particular modules are available with the help of, you can say that, all the learning paths. Fine, and then student can opt for this course. Fine, and if you see here, 7 modules are there. So first he can start with the crash course, so that he can also judge himself, like you can say, whether he would be able to grab it or not. First is this. Second site is AI demos. So there are few hands-on with AI which you can show some of the particular application based on AI. Route planner is there, machine teaching, text analytics, find language understanding, video indexer, computer vision. So these all are AI based, you can say that, the application which they have designed with the help of either machine learning, Python, or maybe the deep learning. Fine. There is one more website, you can say, where the students can participate in the competitions, that we called it as a Imagine Cup. Fine. Here student can participate, they can upload their, basically you can say that, the AI models, AI projects. Fine. So if they get selected, they will get a very good prize event, isn't it? And the competitions are basically, you know, there's a beautiful trophy if you will see. So competitions are still open, and then you can guide like your students. So student competitors, 2 million plus, isn't it? So shape our world, realize your passion, you could win. Fine. So event is scheduled. So you can just go through this website, you will get each and everything, and then you will also get a link on which you can say that register yourself, you can register your school. Fine. So it will ask that particular group. Fine. You can create a group, and that group basically can present the project on AI. And if you want to start learning some of the Azure courses, so if you see there are several courses on this particular, like how to build a chatbot with Azure. So this is a simple, you can say that code from where you can learn how you can build a chatbot with Azure itself, isn't it? So machine learning, deep learning courses with the data science. So n number of things are available here. You can just share, because ultimately it's basically a you can say that process or a matter of, you know, sharing. When you will share with the student will automatically will do some kind of research, and then they will come to you by themselves, isn't it, that they have made this project for their school. Fine. But yes, we need to first of all guide them, we need to train them. Okay. So these are the few particular links I will share on your mail ID itself. Fine. So you need to check on your mail itself, so that you can just go through all these particular resources, and you can similarly guide to your students as well. Okay. So may I get the recording? Yes, you will get the recording as well. Yes, ma'am, you will get. So my school has A1 faculty license. Very good. Those who are already maybe in this particular scenario, few of the schools, they have already taken this A1 faculty licenses, which is free for education. You can say that free for schools. You can also download it. You can also basically deploy it, and then you can start using, you can start availing all these services, the Power App, the Power BI. So you cannot restrict towards the team only, because in the Office 365, you will get each and everything. You will get the Outlook, you will get like Power BI, you will get Power App, automate, just to automate all these models. Fine. You will get the Teams itself. So everything you will get within the particular this particular, you can say that Office 365, which is a complete suite. Okay. And in case if you have any query or maybe any doubt related to the career guidance or related to the career counseling, you can just send me an email. I will definitely get in touch with you. I will just reply on it, because obviously it is not possible just to interact over the phone every time. You can just mail me, so that whenever I have the free time, definitely I'll get back to you with some few resources, with some few links. Fine. As well as my own thoughts as well, so that how you can guide your students as well. So yes, few of you are asking like my mail ID and the you can say that. So it's simple, like neeti@cyberdictiontechnology.com. So you can mail. So whatever the step that you require. So being a Microsoft authorized partner, so I will guide you accordingly. Find all the cloud related services, all the particular related to A1 licenses, related to any query, related to career, related to AI. Because AI, if I just show you, there are several other projects which we have made for schools, isn't it? Like a attendance system. Fine. Like when you will come in front of your camera, automatically it will capture your particular photograph, and then it will mark your attendance, and then it will get saved into the cloud itself, isn't it? So that you will get the
Yes,
report
ma'am.
from the Power BI. Fine. So everything I have shared. So I think it's time to wind up the session. And if anything, important query if you have, you can just ask, and rest you can just simply mail, so that I will get back to you, whatever the information which you want to take. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening and everything.
So have a good day. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure,
Thank you so
sure. We will
much.
come with more
Thank you,
webinars
Neeti
in
ma'am.
future. So
You're
stay
welcome.
connected. Please like our Facebook page and LinkedIn page so that you get notified for the coming webinars.
Shweta, can you post to like the Facebook as well as LinkedIn, I mean the link also in the meeting chat so that they will also get some notifications
Okay, ma'am.
if
Just
they
a
want.
second.
So you will get the recording also on your particular mail itself. So you can just go through all these slides as well, whatever we have shown to you. Facebook page ID, please. Yes, we are sharing. So this is the Facebook ID. So LinkedIn ID as well. Please share the LinkedIn ID as well. So you can connect, you can guide your students just to be there on the LinkedIn as well, because it's a professional, you can say that the social networking where they will get to know what is happening all around, isn't it? So just guide few things to your student, because when they will become a habitual of doing all these stuff, then definitely they will be, get addicted of, I mean, instead of, giving such kind of, ready-made things, just tell them like they need to explore themselves, and then they should come up like with all the queries, or maybe with their own, you can say that the thoughts to you, so that you can share with others as well. Correct. So LinkedIn is again a very good, you can say that a social, you can say that the website, so that you can just share with the student. They need to make their profile even after 12th also, no worry, at least they will come to know what is happening like all around, so that they can opt for the better, you can say that opt for the course. Fine. So thank you. We have shared each and everything on this particular meeting chat. Recording you will get very soon. So thank you everyone. Thank you for participating.
Okay, ma'am. You can end the session now.
Yeah. Yes, Shweta ma'am. Thank you, Shweta. It's to you also.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
so I'm
Thank you.
going to end the meeting.